Charles IV, King of Bohemia and Holy Roman Emperor, had a long and successful reign. The empire he ruled from Prague expanded, and his subjects lived in peace and prosperity. When the emperor died, the whole empire mourned. More than 7,000 people accompanied him on his last procession. The heir to the throne of the flourishing empire was Charles's son, Wenceslas IV, whose father had prepared him for this moment all his life. But Wenceslas did not take after his father. He neglected affairs of state for more frivolous pursuits. He even failed to turn up for his own coronation as emperor, which did little to endear him to the Pope. Wenceslas the Idle did not impress the imperial nobility either. His difficulties mounted until the nobles, exasperated by the inaction of their ruler, turned for help to his half-brother, King Sigismund of Hungary. Sigismund decided on a radical solution. He kidnapped the king to force him to abdicate, then took advantage of the ensuing disorder to gain greater power for himself. He invaded Bohemia with a massive army and began pillaging the territories of the king's allies. It is here that my story begins. Before it all began, we lived a peaceful life. My father was a blacksmith, and I would one day take over his trade. Unfortunately, the town where we lived was where the king's silver was mined. And that was exactly what Sigismund was after. That, and to show what would happen to anyone who dared to oppose him. That day I lost everything. Family, home, honor. The time has come to take it all back.
Hey there, and
Hello.
welcome to our new live stream, the beta live stream of Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'm Tobi, this is Dan, most of you know him already, and we will show you the beta version of Kingdom Come Deliverance today. We have some other topics for you, 3 pages of topics, so there's a lot to say and to talk about, and yeah, Dan, it's for you.
Basically, we will talk about beta, about how it was
Manufacture it.
and accepted by you.
I mean the feedback, because we made a nice survey for you who played, you know that.
About the patch, which is very important information, and also release date, which is also very important information. And then then we will play a little bit and show you what's new in the beta if you haven't played it yet, or we will show you what's not finished yet, so to kind of stop the confusion, because some people are sometimes scared that or confused that some things that are not finished could be in the final game, which is not the case, hopefully. So we will kind of tell you what's done and what's not done yet. But first of all, the beta is out for 2 weeks or 1 week? 2 weeks.
3rd of March was the day, so this is already
so 2 weeks.
We forgot time and space while creating the game. So
it's great so far, I guess. We had very good response from people. from the press and from the people, which is great. There were some issues that we are trying to fix with the patch, but overall I think it was awesome, and I would like to thank everyone for awesome support. So far we had great feedback. There is a poll at the end of the game. If you quit the game, it will ask you to answer some questions we have. It really helps if you do, so please do if you have time. It's just 5 questions, and you can write us some comments if you wish. So far, more than 2,000 people did it, and we have first results. Of course, we were scared that people will not like the beta, that they'll have some major issues of not of the technical quality is something that we are still working on, but let's say about the writing or the quests or some other things that are generally gonna stay as they are right now, or will be in the will keep the same spirit. Generally it ended up quite well. I can tell you some results. The overall rating of the beta is 4 out of 5 so far, like yes. 80%.
Let's start with the good news.
It's like 80% Metacritic score from the people who answered, which is quite good, I would say, because it's really incomplete game with a lot of bugs, a lot of missing content. So I think 80% is quite awesome, and thank you very much. Generally, people had the biggest issue with the voiceovers, and that's again good news, because we are going to re-record a lot of it. It was always the plan. A lot of the voiceovers in the game, and especially lead character, are currently just temporary, which we said before, but there's never enough time repeating this. So yes, we are trying to find some very good, famous actor who would play the lead character and who would fit the role. It's tough. I think I found one, but we have to arrange the schedule, and so far it's a problem. So I hope it will work out, because the guy is really perfect for the role. So that's something that's going to be hopefully much better in the final version. Then there were some complaints, but it still was 78 score out of 100 for the combat, especially there's a battle in the beta, and there's a combat with multiple opponents. That's something that's new that we just implemented, and it doesn't look as good as it looked when just 2 people fought or fight together, because their seamless, awesome, physical-based interactions are constantly interrupted by the other people. So usually it looks like 2 people are standing each other, they are preparing some combos, and all of a sudden someone hits them from behind and everything's interrupted, and they start to get into the position again. So it looks kind of weird, and we have to fix the AI and kind of think about the stuff that we can do with the AI to that everything looks much better.
What you have to understand is, and that's the same what I always keep saying to media, to everyone who I talk to, is that our understanding of beta is pretty much the same as the understanding of alpha. For us, it's just it's a playground, a technical testing area for us to show you the newest mechanics, the newest features, the newest things we have in the game, the newest assets, and it's about you to test them, and we can see how good they run and which rigs they run, and what's good, what's bad, and we can still adjust some smaller parts. So again, this is most of the features you can see there are something that of course are for the game, but they're still in a phase where we are testing them, where we try to get feedback, and that's also why we have the survey. So it's about you to say what you like and don't like, and that's the same. The beta, which we are going to play now, most of you already did that, is taken out of the middle of the game. Dan can later tell you why he has chosen this particular part, but you saw already the intro. So again, for the first time, we are about to introduce the story of the game, the plot, who's doing what and why, what's your role in the game. You will understand what type of game Kingdom Come in general is. And you saw the first historical part. The intro is, the first part with King Sigismund and King Wenceslav is something you will see in the final game as well, as some kind of intro. But the second part, where it describes your situation, like when I was in Skallis and my father was the blacksmith and stuff like this. This is something that will already happen in the game later. So when you are about to play the game, the final game, you will have this part as some kind of tutorial quest, tutorial part of the game, and you will also face the first big battle when Sigismund is attacking your home village, your home city, and you have to flee to this very castle, to the castle. But that's pretty much what we already have to show, and we will jump in the beta in a few seconds, and Dan will keep talking. I will just make us a bit smaller so you can focus on the game and not on us anymore, because I guess the game is much nicer than those two hobos sitting there talking about it. Okay, and let's just jump in. Here we have something new as well, because maybe you can say something about that.
Oh, maybe since we are starting in the middle of the game, basically, we give you a choice to choose which type of player you are. If you are a diplomat solving stuff non-violently, or if you want to fight more.
And again, we need to bring you up to speed, because it's taken out of the middle, so something happened in the game, so we can take a look on the scenery. We prepared this scene to again bring you up to speed and show you what this is about, so take a look, and we'll be back in a second.
Were no longer safe. The most terrible massacre happened at the stud farm in Neuhof, which was raided and torched, and all the horses slaughtered. My liege lord sent his men, led by Sir Robert of Talmberg, to track down the killers and to bring them to justice. I rode with them, but the investigation has been slow and difficult. Whenever I came across some trace of the bandits, someone erased it in the cruelest way imaginable. In the end, though, I got one step ahead of the enemy. I found out one of the bandits was still alive and hiding near Talmberg. But before I set out to track him down, I had to report to Sir Robert.
Master, in a real fight you'd be dead already.
Sir.
Ah, Henry. Carry on. Well, lad, have you made any progress with the investigation?
Yes, sir. I think I have at last.
So you've found someone who isn't gutted and nailed to a wall?
It wasn't easy, sir, but I believe I have. I have information about one of the bandits who did it. He's even hiding in a village nearby.
God's blood. It's true the darkest shade is beneath the candlestick. Who is he?
I only know that they call him Riki, and he's from here in Talmberg.
That's it?
You wouldn't believe how much effort it took me to find that out. But I think it's enough to go on.
But what if he's dead too?
I think we'd already know if he was. These fellows are not given to subtlety.
True enough. We haven't found any more mutilated corpses. Well, get on with it then. And when you find him, come and see me. Most likely I'll be in the encampment by Merhoed.
You can rely on me, sir. Farewell.
And be careful, Henry. I know what that rabble did to you. But remember with whom you're dealing. Don't start any foolhardiness on your own. Understood?
I'll try not to, sir.
And back again. Magic.
So, first of all, that was the intro for the game. I will get to the few things that are going to be fixed in this as well. And while Tobi will run around, do some stuff, I will tell you what's new in the patch. So basically, there was a lot of issues, and I'm sorry for that.
Don't move the mouse.
And I'm sorry for that, but generally there was some few major bugs. It was crashing before the battle started, which should be fixed. I guess that it happened only to some people, and it happened maybe only after load or something, so it shouldn't happen now. There was a black screen when you tried to go to combat arena, which should be also fixed. There were generally crashes with after save and load, which should be fixed, but consider save and load still very experimental. And really that's why there's beta. That's what's beta for, because there is like zillions of things that could happen and make the save load broken, and we need to know what happened to you to find out what's causing the problems. So generally save and load should be much better than in the first version, but it's still weird stuff can happen.
And it's still not finished, by the way, so it's not the classical save load you might expect. We are working on that. That's, well, to be very honest, that's a I don't want to call it a feature, but it's a thing that is way more complicated to create than it seems like. It's not like just save and then you can load it easily. We have, but that's due to the complexity of our AI system, which runs the entire world and simulates the life of everyone there. And to get it right is a huge problem, and to load it right, that's saving it is easy, but loading it is way harder.
So another thing people complained was some weird lagging. So basically, when we replicated, it was like every 10 seconds there was a lag, and it depended on which graphic card it was and how high was your frame rate. So on some rigs it was terrible, on some it was almost invisible, and we basically removed it, so I hope it's not happening again. It was because we were updating the shadows in the background every 10 seconds, and as I said, on some hardware it wasn't visible, on some it was.
Yeah, but
now it should be okay.
Mainly appears when you mess with the advanced settings. So
yes,
don't touch the advanced settings yet.
And general recommendation.
Yes.
AMD users, I have AMD at home, could have some frame drops, problems and stuff like that. If you don't have the latest new drivers that are not what was the name for of the old ones?
Crimson?
Yeah, new ones are Crimson. If you have a Crimson drivers, if you don't have the Crimson drivers, get them. Your frame rate will improve, most likely. And it also helped with the lags, but now the lag should be removed, so it will only improve the frame rate, hopefully, a little bit. Then we have a lot of other small fixes. Inventory fixes, horse inventory fix, total illumination was repaired, some animation synchronizations were fixed, some NPC behavior was fixed. There might be a little bit little improvement in the frame rate. We optimized few things a little bit, so you can get a little bit more, but it's like percents, like 5% more or something. So if it was running 30, it could run 32 now or something. Not anything major yet. Then a lot of smaller things. During quests, there are some things that are fixed. A lot of the stuff
Many
after
fixes.
the load. So I have a like page of fixes written here. But most of them probably happened only to some people or were almost invisible. Regarding the frame rate, and a lot of people said that, like, generally, another advice: don't mess with the advanced graphic settings with the distances of stuff. If you want to do it for the sake of nicer screenshots or whatever, try it, but most likely your frame rate is going to be pretty bad after this. Even if you put it, there is a bug probably. I'm not sure if this one was fixed, but if you put it back, you have to start the game, like start new game or quit the game and like load it again to take effect. So if you mess with it, you just can't decrease it again and press apply. It doesn't work yet. I'm sorry. But generally, knowing this could help some people. Now the optimization. That's something people are asking a lot about. It's slower than the alpha was, and that's because we've put like 5 times more things into it, and it's not optimized. We know what we should do to make it faster. Just for your information, when we put it together for the first time, like 2 months ago or something, it was running like 10 FPS. In a month we made it running on the same configuration like 30, and we definitely hope we will make it running even much faster. We know about a lot of the stuff that could be fixed, but it's not going to be fixed fast. We have to do a lot of stuff. We have to work with Crytek on the lighting, for example. We have to optimize the vegetation that is looking beautiful right now, but it's not optimized at all. We have to optimize the textures. So there's a lot of the things we are working on right now, and that will take us a little bit more time than I bet everyone would like to be as shorter as possible, but it simply takes some time. So that's something we are working on, and we will see in the future. Nobody, like, we don't want to release game that's running 20 cinematic frames per second, so it should run reasonable. Another interesting thing is that...
1 second, people are asking about our rig. We are playing, believe it or not, we are playing on a laptop right now. This laptop is pretty much a nuclear rocket launcher. It runs the game on 37 frames in average, so that's, well, this laptop is stronger than most of the other computers in our studio, and it works pretty nice. But yeah, so we are right now playing on 37, but I don't want to have it in the top corner, so please don't force me to do that. But yeah, 37. Hey, someone is pushing me away.
Another bug.
Another bug.
And
she wants to know what we are talking about, but that's rude, ma'am. Rude.
Generally, these optimizations will take some time, and we definitely want the game running smoother, and it's possible. So this is not the final version. Another general question about what was it?
Like, what might interest you as well is like the patch. When is it coming? That's something I can read here already. The patch is something which is online which is uploaded right now, but not online yet. It will be online today at 10 p.m. Central European Time, so in about 1 hour. Then you can, pretty much after the stream. Hopefully we will not stream so long because there's Champions League today. And yeah, so you can have the patches today in the evening. Just to give you like what I did right now is I am on the main quest in the beta. It's called We Are Searching for Riki. Riki is someone who is a bandit and somehow connected to crimes that happen here in Bohemia, in Sazava. And the only know well, someone attacked the stables here nearby and burned them down and killed all the horses and people there. And we just know that it was some kind of bandit troop. And the only remaining guy, as far as we know, is called Riki, and he's hiding here somewhere in Talmberg. All the other guys, we tried to catch them, but always right before we had them, they were killed already in a cruel way, which is something you will then play in the final game, of course. So the last remaining guy obviously is Riki, and the only thing we know is that he's hiding here somewhere. I already wandered around and asked people who are somehow connected to him. And if you see our map, which is like the Talmberg, it's a new area, of course, of the beta. You can see now I'm here. We have new icons for points of interest, like this, for example, is the bathhouse. And the lady who I talked to told us two things, or three things pretty much. She told us that Riki is always that Riki is called Hinek regularly. So the Riki is just his nickname, obviously, because he stinks. He's a tanner. By the way, Game of Thrones, we had this idea first, but they showed it first, so it's kind of, well, we did not,
the book is much older than our game, but...
Yeah, but, okay, but you... Oh, so you stole it from them?
No,
shame.
The guy is called, in Czech originally, even differently than in the book in Czech, so well, it's a coincidence in translation.
Okay, what we heard is that Hinek is hiding somewhere here nearby, but she doesn't know where, and the only thing she told us is that he's a poacher, so he's killing animals in the forest, hunting animals in the forest illegally. Bad guy. And he's most likely selling his game to the innkeeper, who's supposed to be here at the pub, because she knows where it is. We got a quest marker. She also told us about the father of Hinek, who's living here, and she told us that he's always, before he's coming to see her, because she's a wench, he's always, like, she put on her Sherlock Holmes sensors, and she said that he's full of wood chips and he's bringing freshly chopped firewood, so he's most likely coming from the woodcutters. So what you can see is already that, well, fighting in Kingdom Come is of course a big feature, but this game is not about fighting. So it's more about the investigation, the adventure, the journey, the talking to people, the reputation to the people, knowing them, getting new information, and about the way how you want to solve quests in a reasonable way. It's not like in many games where you just get the quest, skip through all the dialogues, go to the destination you got on the map, and then, well, you will finish it because you're not really interested in it. But here you have pretty much three different choices. You can go to all of them, and all will lead you to another path somehow to finish the quest. So it's not only randomly, but it's also somehow according to the style you want to play the game. So one is maybe the more sneakery, the other one is more the bribey thing, the other one is maybe more the fighting thing, or the journey thing.
During all those ways, you can like convince people by different means. So you can like threaten them or bribe them. So basically, it's a simple thing, like you have to find someone, but there's a investigation. There are 3 different ways how to do it, and even those 3 ways have some differences on how we can do it. So, and that's basically the approach we are having very often. I would say that most of the times we are trying to give you such freedom. So most of the quests should be playable this way, so you can like choose what you want to do and how you want to do it.
And you can totally kill a quest branch if you
yes, not the main quest. The main quest always has some plan B, let's say, but you can basically fail the quest if you do something wrong, and basically you will lose the quest.
What we have here right now is 3
well,
new...
Like maybe when you will... So
we have 3 new things here. We have more new things, but this is a good example to show it. We have the small icons on the right, which is, the first one is intimidation, the second one is persuasion, and the third one is bribing. And what you said is, with the main quest, we always want to give you like somehow a backdoor, so you can, well, try the quest anyhow. This is the 4th option, which gives you a quest to make a small errand for him, hunt some stuff for him, get some things for him he wants, and then he will tell you the information anyway. But Right now, in the beta, it's just fail or succeed. If you choose one option, you can fail or succeed, and you can choose the other one. But the idea of the final game is that you will have to face consequences out of each decision you do. So let's say we try to intimidate this guy, who's obviously stronger than us because he's a bartender, he's a bouncer, he's a bad guy. And right now, as I said, it's just success and fail. But in the final game, if you try to intimidate someone who's obviously stronger than you will then maybe get in the fight with him. So that means that you have to think about which decision are you going to choose. Is this a right one? Should I rather choose another one? In the persuasion, we are just checking your speech skill against the speech skill of the other guy. So it's relatively easy. But well, you have to trust yourself because you don't see the skill of the other one. But in the intimidation or in the what's the fourth one with the heart symbol?
Impress.
The impression. They are also checking, and that's very interesting, I would say, is they are also checking the stuff, the clothes you are wearing. So the more badass you look like, the bigger sword you have, the more bloody your armor is, or something like that, the better you can intimidate
that's
someone.
actually different.
What?
Impress is your, like, every single piece of clothing has some kind of impression, which is like good impression.
Yes.
So you like fancy, posh stuff.
I was talking about.
But in strength, if you have bloody armor, it adds to the threatening.
Yes, that's.
But impress is about like being.
Yes,
a
I was
guy.
talking about the threatening part. I'm sorry. So
Yeah,
I was
okay.
talking about the threatening part, and the impression is the other one. If the more, let's say, royal you look, or the more spoiled brat you look, the better. And here is a small third thing which we can try now. That's the bribing. And the funny thing is that we can try to haggle with him. So well,
but
we have to haggle
basically
here.
I said
but
that some things are not finished, so let me start with explanations. So, lead character's face is not finished. You can see that some of the character faces look better than the lead character. That's because we are still waiting for the final actor, so we haven't changed it. And this one is actually modeled like 2 years ago or something. Mostly everyone else in the game is currently scanned, so they look better, but they don't have final hairs, they don't have final facial hairs, they don't have final eyes, and most importantly, they don't have final lip sync and facial animations. So there's only one character that has like the first version of the facial animations. Basically, we didn't even plan at the beginning to use so many new heads in the beta, but then I said and made everyone angry that we should have some new heads because I was kind of bored with the 5 that were there in the alpha. So we scanned a lot of people, put them into beta. I think it's like 20 or 30 people, but they all have the same facial animations, and because they all have the same basically skeleton for the face, and the faces are different, it looks weird. Very often it looks weird. It looks much better than we expected, so we left it this way, but in the end each one will have their own facial skeleton and facial expressions, and it will be much better, I would say. I think the only guy that has it a little bit better than the others is Riki, and he was the first experimental head that we tested it on. So basically everyone else has broken lip sync and facial animations. Another thing is, even during these haggling, for example, or those impressions, you can see that you can ask people basically unlimited amount of times. Like you can try all the options. You can try impressing them, threatening them, and then haggling or speech. So in the final version, the people will lose patience with you when you do it. So if you, with some people you may try twice, but with some people you will try it once and they will stop talking to you. And the only option is going to be bribing them. And even bribing is not final, it's almost final, but something's missing in the UI, so if you fail, there's no proper reactions or something.
Yes.
So it's a little bit simpler than it's going to be in the final version.
So right now we see the haggling thing. So she wants, we don't need to haggle. We can always pay the women, the shopkeeper, and then go.
In this
and
case,
that's
it's
here in this case it's
3.1.
3.1. She wants 3.1, and we have to take care that she's not running out of patience, which is the
face.
happy face on the bottom. So let's give her, let's say something aggressive like 2. We'll see what she says. Agree, blah blah blah, yes, no, but she
You
gave
see
us
that
a
she's
counter
not
offer.
happy, and then you see her temper, basically,
Yes.
or patience. And
Yes.
if you run out of patience, you will lose.
But there's a chance at around 70 to 75%. There's a random chance that she can kick you out. So it's not like you have to get the full circle to fail, but she can already kick you out at, like, as I said, 70%. So let's be a bit aggressive as well. Let's try last offer. That's not enough. 26. Okay, let's do it. Maybe we can try. Let's try 25. What do you say? Okay, let's do it. She's haggling too good. The funny thing at the haggling is that you can, well, in general, every successful deal you do with the people here affects your reputation. So, and the reputation to this particular guy, to the shopkeeper, for example, affects the later prices or the later haggling options, how much, how calm she will, how many nerves she has, how much she wants to talk to you. But if you fail, she will already obviously will not want to talk to you anymore. Or maybe the haggling will be harder or something like this. But the funny thing is that you can, in the haggling, haggle against yourself. So you can pretty much tip the person if you give her more money than she actually wants, which gives you, of course, a big reputation boost for the next time. And the reputation system works like that: the personal reputation you have to one particular person affects the village reputation. So the more you piss off one guy, rumors will spread, people will know in the village, and people will be angry about you. And the village reputation affects the world reputation. So the more villages you piss off, the less the world will like you, and the other way around. So if you do good stuff in the world or do good stuff in the villages, people will understand, and so you can recover your reputation over and over again. So yeah. Right now the next step we got from the innkeeper was that Riki, the guy we are searching for, that he doesn't know where he is, but that he's always buying candles and lamp oil before he's going to the woods. So he thinks that he's in some kind of mine or cave or something like that, but he doesn't know where these caves or mines are. But there's a guy called Sir Rupert, and Sir Rupert is here in Sazava to check all the mine shafts and caves, and we should ask him about the local caves if he can tell us something. What you can see right now is that the weather is slightly turning bad. That's a new feature we have in the
that's
game.
a new big feature. So currently we have I think it looks awesome, especially when it's raining. So, and thanks to the dynamic lighting we are having, even if it's dark or misty or something, the shadows or the lighting looks very good, which was not possible without the new lighting system. So I think it's great. We have storms, we have rain. There are like pools, or puddles of water everywhere. It's based on Crytek stuff, which is really awesome. So that's another great feature. People actually should be running to safe spaces when it's raining. I don't know if everyone does it, but
some
they
do, but
do.
it's still broken.
Yeah.
The idea is that they will be affected by the rain. That means that they try to hide themselves. They try to hide from the rain, so they will run away, stop their work, and go home, stay at home, stuff like this. Okay, so we are trying to find mineshaft. Oh gosh, Did we get the information already? I was not. I was magically listen to your voice, so to your angel-like voice. So let me just check. By the way, this thing here, this old quarry, is a stone quarry, which is kind of existing today. The wall is there, but there's no mining or nothing. And I was there like a month ago, asking the villagers, because this village, all the villages in the game, all the castles, either existed back then or are still existing today. So you can visit Talmberg, it's in the south of Prague. And I was searching for this wall because I needed some pictures. And I asked the people, like the villagers, where can I find the big stone wall you have? And they were like, what the hell, why do you want to go to this boring old wall? And the funny thing is, which I found funny, is that they kind of don't know that there was like a quarry here 600 years ago, and then there was a big castle which was built by those stones and stuff like this. So it's a bit, well, I don't want to call it educational, but at least a bit we try to show how the world or the life in medieval Bohemia looked like in the year 1403, how the people behaved, what they talked about, which problems they faced, how the buildings looked like, and that's why we also work with the historians to get the information. But the funny thing is, Dan says that very often, that the historians we ask, other than the historian lady we have in our game, in our studio, they always tell us how things did not look like, and instead of how they actually look like.
So we have a random event.
Random.
So that's another, like, yes, there are going to be random events in the world. Currently we have a few encounters with the enemies. This guy is a human, and like, he's a bandit from the invading army. They are scouting the areas, looting stuff, trying to find food and stuff. But generally, another thing that will be much improved, and that looks kind of weird currently, and we are aware of that, is that NPCs or the enemies are reacting super slowly when they see you, which is
surprise, motherfucker!
Which is ridiculous, and I hate it. The thing is that there is a, if you look at the AI structure, because it's like basically there's this mind map or something. It looks like a mind map. We have all these tiny boxes connected with the lines, and every box means some behavior, and we have so many behaviors in every character's mind that it takes them some time to go through all the options and find out what to do.
What should I do?
So that's another thing we need to optimize, because of course that when enemy sees you, he needs to immediately attack you, or at least start like playing proper animations and screaming at you or something. Currently it looks weird. He looks like he doesn't care, and all of a sudden he starts beating you to the back if you go around him or something.
Like the regular Saturday night in any disco in the world.
I may be stupid. I'm pointing out to our mistakes, but it's definitely something we are working on to fix, because it can't stay this way, and we all know it. But it's not. It's also not easy. As I said, the AI is very like, we have a super complicated AI. I was like explaining once that the reason why, for example, our time skip and sleeping is so slow is that we are calculating all the NPCs in the background, and it's like hundreds of NPCs. They have super complicated behavioral trees, and somebody was saying like that there's this strategy game that has like several thousand units, and they are also calculating all these AIs. Yes, but they are calculating only the pet finding, and it's probably very simple because it's on the flat surface basically. We are doing, like, really, trust me, it's much more complicated than strategy game, and we are working on some way how to optimize it. And basically you may have heard about level of details for graphics. We are going to do level of details for AI, so the people that are far away from you will have some level of detail. And since it's really a simulation basically, everybody in the world is doing something. So when you arrive somewhere, people are in the middle of doing something in their life cycle. So we can't just fake it and place them somewhere when you arrive. They, like, if it should be properly simulated and working for the game as well, because we are using those life cycles in the game, it really needs to be calculated, and so we need to optimize it a lot, and currently we are working on it. And that's also the reason some people are surprised that they have the best graphic card around and it's still not running as they expected. And that's not because we have a problem with graphic cards. Our biggest issue currently is the CPU, AI, and a lot of other stuff. So basically, the graphics are not the biggest bottleneck, I would say. they are like really hardcore. You need to have good graphic card, but the bottleneck currently is a CPU, and we are also optimizing using multiple cores and all that stuff. So that's something in our pipeline. We are working on it. It should be much better, and the AI is one of the things that are currently undergoing the biggest improvements, I hope. So another thing.
Another thing is very important for you, or might be interesting for you, is for people who want to help us with actually being testers, because we have launched a new bug finding tool or bug reporting tool, which is open for everyone. That means if you go to your browser and put support.kingdomcomerpg.com, so support with double p.kingdomcomerpg.com, if you visit this page, we will announce this on our social networks as well and in the forums. If you visit this page, you will be able to check, you will be able to report bugs in a proper bug reporting tool, not in the forums where it was a bit crisscross, and since the beta and the more people are reporting, the more it gets a bit confusing. And with this tool, our people are, like our testers are connected. You can be connected there, and you can be active QA testers who will help us to report bugs, to find bugs. You can directly communicate with the QA members of the team, and yeah, so please visit support.kingdomcomerpg.com and be part of the team.
And in the meantime, we reached the Rikis hideout.
Yes, and it's extremely dark.
Tobi knows where it is, so it was much faster than it would take the normal person probably. Interesting thing here, and it's my following message will contain spoilers, I have to say, is that this guy actually, there's also several states in which you can reach him. So he can arrive sooner, you can arrive sooner, so you will be able to save him. So basically when you are playing the previous part of the quest, you are running like race with time. So basically you have to arrive there sooner than they find him. If you arrive soon enough, you will find him alive. If you arrive too late, he may be already dead, but I don't know if in beta. I'm stupid.
He's not already dead. When you arrive too late,
deadly wounded in the beta.
When you arrive too late, the bandits will be inside the camp, and they captured him, and they will pretty much squeeze out the information you need from him, and you will hear it from distance. You cannot like be part, and they will then run out, and that's the way what happens if you come too late there. Oh damn it. Wrong decision.
Basically your previous behavior affects the outcome of the quest.
The funny thing is, yes, sorry.
And that happens even with the, like several times in this quest. For example, there's other guy that could be killed if you don't help him soon enough. Yes. And even the battle could end up differently if you do something in the quest, and it will affect the outcome of the quest.
So what's interesting is that we don't spawn any person on this world. Everyone is living and doing something somewhere, even the bad guys, the good guys, everyone. And those bandits who are approaching right now are people who are living somewhere in the world, and if you would approach them, attack them and kill them, this cutscene would not happen like this. So they would either, there are 3 people right now, so if you kill one of them, there would be just 2 people approaching, something like this. So this is really interesting, and that's what Dan already said. The game somehow never waits for you. So every decision you do in the game will have some kind of impact on the later outcome of the story. You can't change history. This will always stay how it was, but you can have your impact on the game itself, and that's interesting. So let's hope I will survive here. Well, they are not attacking us immediately.
Again,
as you said.
It was the bucket.
Oh, yeah, but you can already see the new weapons.
But by the way, it's also fixed. Previously, it could happen that they left. There was no fight, so this should be fixed in the combat as well. You can see that the Riki is actually fighting with them too. So and he could die, I guess.
Oh, he just did.
And
don't mind me. I'm just here to.
But as I said at the beginning, currently this is the first version of the combat with multiple opponents. The AI routines or behavior of the situations is not optimized at all. Victor is the main designer of the quest.
But I'm
Victor
the best
Bocan.
combatter in the studio.
So he knows about it. He's of course not happy with this, and we are working on it. Generally, we know what to do. We have plans what to do. We have to do several different things to make the combat play better, look better, and be more natural. So that's something we are trying to do.
Does he has a stone as food in his inventory?
Maybe rotten bread or not.
Food.
What's the state?
Let's say he eats stones.
What's the stage of the state of the food, the health?
100.
No,
so it's a good, very good stone.
But generally, you can see that Tobi has a weird outfit. He killed this bandit, so he has this weird helmet.
That's from the humans.
Yeah, and there's a human bandit. They are the guys, basically. It's a nomadic tribe that settled in Hungary, and they accepted Christianity, and they were hired by King Sigismund to help him attack Bohemia. And so they still kept a lot of their nomadic and pagan or traditions, so they are pretty wild. And the thing is that if you have their armor, and it's happening right now in the beta as well, and go to like soldier camp of your friends, they may attack you because they will recognize you as a human, and they will think you are an enemy. So they may have, I'm not sure if it's working 100% right, but even this recognition is not like 0-1 stage. So if your face is hidden, they will never recognize you, or very hardly recognize you.
Yeah.
And if that it's you, and if your face is not hidden and you have part of the clothes like Western or European and part of the clothes human, they may think it's okay, or maybe if you go closer to them, they will recognize that you are not the enemy. So it's like very like seamless, I would say.
Yes, and we plan even more, because there's a very funny thing. Like, the humans in our game talk Hungarian, because you said it already. Humans, it's a bit hard to say where humans actually are from. Well, they are a nomadic tribe from Far East for sure, but they were pushed away by the Mongols, and in 1403 they were already living around 200 years in in Hungary. So they are speaking Hungarian in our game. And if you sneak in the human camp in full plate human armor and they will not recognize you, it might happen that they can try to talk to you. And that's something that the scripters told me, that if they try to talk to you, you can try to, if you have a high speech skill, you can try to gibber something back and something in Hungarian, and it will be successful, and that will be good. But if your speech skill is low, you will say something like and then he will immediately recognize that you are not Hungarian, that you are not human, and he will attack you as well. So just wearing an armor is not enough, exactly as Dan said. We have a way more sophisticated idea there, and yeah.
Are you going to the mill right now?
Yes.
You can see the weather is now really like awesome. All those puddles and fog and mist on the fields. It's looking really
dark.
Great.
The bad thing is that we had a cheat engine, which we don't have anymore. So once it's dark, I have no way to skip the time. So I have to be...
Yeah, we have, but we will be looking for 10 minutes on the wheel. As I said, that's something we need to fix, but it will take some time, because we will need to fix the AI first, and a lot of the stuff as well. So generally we will have to go with the torch.
Yes.
I'm not sure if we will play the whole beta if we have enough time.
Let's check some questions. Do you have anything that really interests you? Throw some questions. I will try to play the game and read while you are asking something. Is there something in particular you want to know? And yeah, on the other hand, as I said,
Oh, well, I have few notes
Yes.
about like
Then-
other stuff that's not final. So
then do we have
I
something
mentioned
final?
well, I think like generally, the reason why we call it beta is that most of the game mechanics are there. Like, so I would say that the game mechanic wise is like 80% of the whole content. So the combat system's there, the UI is there, RPG system is there. You can show it that we have like.
Sorry. Yep.
So basically, the player tab now has you leveled up in something.
Yes, I
actually.
leveled up in speech, so we can choose a perk.
So basically, yeah, even the perks are working.
But
so
we can. Oh, we can already. See, that's a version I did not play. We can choose perks. Well, the idea is that you are leveling by using. That means that the more you use, let's say, strength-based, like strength and agility are somehow combat connected. That means if you use strength-based weapons, you will level strength. If you talk to a lot of people and ask different questions, the deeper you go into dialogues, the more effort it takes you to get the information, the more you level speech. And while you can level, you can then once you get more, if you be successful and level more, you can choose perks. We have a lot of them, but in one playthrough you will not be able to unlock them all, because we want you to force, or we want you to think about the way how you want to play this game. So it's, if you want to be more the speech guy, more the fighting guy, you have also perks somehow for weapons. So if
no, these are skills actually, and they
yeah,
have
well,
and,
yeah, but you
basically
unlock
a
them the
perk
same.
is a combo for weapon.
Yes.
And now you have just 3 weapons, but of course there is much more weapons, and you will unlock new and new and new. Also, the horse have his stats. You can see that he also
And it has charisma 0, so it's a very, very unfriendly horse. So don't talk to him. But
and you can see that there is a clothing system on the horse as well. So currently you have only saddle, but we already have some fancy armors and stuff for the horses as well. So that's also something very final, I would say. As I said, most of the game mechanics are like we have a feature log basically. So if it's not in the beta, we still most likely have it already done, and it's just not in the beta because it's not in the like polished enough to be there.
A good example is the fast travel, which already looks extremely good, but the same issue, same issue. Like look how dark it is. The same issue as with the time skip. So we have the fast travel. It will be implemented on the AI works perfectly, and yeah. So
And if you, in case you didn't heard it already, the beta has it's really dark.
Yeah.
The beta has it's like 5 times bigger than the alpha was, and it still is like 5 times smaller than the final game is gonna be. And I'm also listening very often. Some like people are afraid that what we have is everything what we have is in the beta, which is not the case. We have much more, but it's not in the state we can put it into beta properly. So basically, for example, graphic-wise, we have most of the world done. Yes, we are finishing some locations and stuff, but the biggest chunk of work is already done, I would say.
in general, this is the you see the beta map is like it's like this kind of here. The alpha was just those left stars here, so you can see that the beta map is around I would say 4 times bigger than the alpha, and the current beta is around 1/6 or 1/5 of the entire map. So you see there's a lot of things we can still show you, and yeah, so of course optimization is something we still need to do, and with the optimized version we will have more features inside.
Generally we chose purposely the kind of not as much populated and interesting area, because we want to keep the cool stuff for the later. So basically there are 2 big cities, a lot of other villages, a lot of interesting locations in the game that are already almost done. So this is definitely, the game is gonna have much more interesting locations, not just forest and villages. That's just something we are showing. The same goes with the story. We have especially the main story quests are much more action-packed, I would say, than this quest, which is, of course, also main story, but it's just like looking for people when there is a battle. But generally, some of the quests are much more wow or action-packed or dramatic than this quest. You should keep talking to people.
Yes.
Stop talking to people because it's too dark.
Whose idea was it to call this bandit guy Moorcock?
I don't know. It's a translation.
Best name ever.
It's a translation thing again.
Do we want to risk like a time jump? Do you want to time skip?
Yeah, do it.
Let's risk it, or let's restart the game.
No, and you can. Can you do the time jump that Victor does?
Well, yes, I can try. So I can.
Be okay.
I can try.
We have one cheat left, I guess.
Yes. Haha, cheat engine. You don't have it, I do. So you can try to find the cool cheat to open this. So how can I jump in time? Move 2 hours. That sounds promising. Please work. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm the super cheater. And no, I will not answer the question how to get the cheat engine.
So basically, this is also an interesting thing in this quest. These guys are bandits that are looking for the same guy as you, and they want to kill him. And
well, they are following me. I'm just standing on the same spot, so that's why.
So basically, you can fight with them and kill them, and that's it. But they may also try to follow you, and because they know that you are looking for the guy, and
which they are doing right now. You see?
Yeah. And so they were going after you, and of course you can get rid of them by running away. But you can also talk with them and basically tell them, like cooperate with them and give out the location of the guy and let them kill him. So
yeah, that's
another way how to like play the quest several different ways.
Yes,
and there is a big chance, like there is a chance that you will be able, if you cooperate with them, there is something as a reward for it. Like, so it's like it's something. I guess most people will not want to do, but if they do, the quest really takes a little bit different direction, I would say. But currently, thanks to the absence of skip time, it's also a little bit boring in one moment because you have to travel a very, or not skip time, fast travel. You have to travel.
Should I try to fight 4 people at one time? Well. That will be hard. When I lose, then it's game over, and then it's game over.
Yeah, but then we will be able to speak about the
the cool stuff finally.
Cool stuff, the release date.
Okay. So what I wanted to say is that you have a small moral choice. No. We have a small moral choice here. We can sacrifice Timmy, which is the guy we are looking for, and they are also looking for him. We can try to. Okay, Moorcock, that's good that you're leaving your party, because without them I will kill you and smash you to death. So where's the rest of you? So, hello sir, how can I help you? Yes, take this and that. That's Lubosh, by the way, is it? Yes. Yeah. You wanted Lubosh? That's him. Kill Lubosh. Hopefully that's not like voodoo or something. Hopefully, so we should call him after the game. Okay. Let's go back. So, oh, he ran away. We have a moral system for them as well. So if they are very hurt, they will run away, or if you kill a lot of their gang members, they will like kind of shit their pants and run away as well. But I will just smash him to death because he's too slow, and I'm too fast. Good.
And
Is
what,
you. Hello, sir.
why did pig appeared?
Pig appeared because I overstuffed myself when I was fighting with the
Is
bandit.
there for a longer time? I realized.
Yes,
that
it's long for a longer time
I
because
thought it was
I'm too
okay.
greedy and ate too much. Let's take the mace and the shield. Zip. Throw this away and take mace and shield. Cool.
So there are new weapons in the beta, as you may have noticed. Previously it was just the sword. Right now we have a short sword, maces, axes, sabers, human sabers, shield. I don't know if there's something more. New types of armor. You can bandage yourself if you are bleeding. There is more food you can steal in the people's houses. So again, a lot of new functionality. That's new from the beta. The alpha.
Okay, I'm too packed. I need to throw stuff away. Okay, so this is pretty much the beta. The final thing that's waiting is the big battle in the end of the game. So what we would do now is that we have to report to Sir Robert. That's the guy from the beginning, the first guy who gave us the quest. We found out that Riki is alive, which in our game he's not anymore because he died. But he was alive and told us that we have to talk to a guy called Timmy, because he exactly knows where the big bad guy is living or hiding. It's called Przybyslavice, so it's the bandit camp, the bandit fortress, let's say. And if we talk to Sir Robert and tell him those information we just got, he will tell us to scout the place. And we can do this by either going there and try to sneak in somehow, but well, it's risky.
Yeah, there is a stealth already as well.
Yes,
That's
there's
another new feature. So you can basically crawl a little bit and sneak behind people and do stealth kills.
Yes.
And you can even move the bodies and stuff. Or you can have a human armor.
Exactly, you can have the human armor and pretend to be a human, which we already told that it's kind of working. And if you do so, and if you manage to go inside, you can change somehow influence the outcome of the battle, because you can burn the arrows down of the enemies.
Basically you can sabotage.
You can sabotage. You can burn the arrows down. They will not have any arrows anymore. You can lit the hay, and there will be smoke, so the arrows can't. Well, archers can't shoot anymore as well.
You can poison the food.
You can poison the food
because alchemy is there and you can create poisons.
Exactly, you have the alchemy where you can where you create poisons and then poison their food. You can use this also in quests later in the game, so it gives you a chance for new ways how to solve quests in general. So if you have to steal someone or kill someone or do something and you poison his food, you can make him stay at home, which might help you somehow in some other quest. So this is just another chance for you to find your way how you want to solve quests and how you want to make this all happen. And once we get everything done, once we told Sir Robert, once we investigated where the bandit camp is, once we are inside, then we can have to fight. The interesting thing is that the fighting, so Robert will ask us how many soldiers we want to take to the fight, and we can take all of them, just a mid-size army and a small-size army. He just wants to advise us, or be advised by us. He doesn't want us to lead the troops. But the funny thing is that the people, the one of you who knows, who remember the burnt down Kolben's estate in the alpha, it's also in the beta, but it's not burned down yet. And it might burn down depending on your choices. So be careful, always think about, should I do this, should I do that? How could this affect the world and what can resolute out of it? And yeah.
So basically, even in the beta, when you play it once, you may think that okay, it was like quest, linear quest. But if you try different approaches, you will realize that there's much more choices and much more things you can experiment with currently. So finally, Tobi can make me bigger again, and
like even bigger,
and keep playing the beta in the background. And
he wants to be big. He will be big.
I will speak about the hot topic, the controversy, because Tobi screwed up and told the journalists something.
I did not. No, I did not. I said it right. They made changed my words.
Ah,
Hey, don't move
sorry,
the...
sorry. The thing is that, like, the release date. Some headlines were that the game is postponed because of consoles. It's not postponed because of consoles. The thing is, and Tobi wasn't actually bullshitting anyone. We are currently in negotiations with the publishers. We need to release the game in boxes, and it's very expensive to release the game in boxes, so we need a publisher. Even if we are like independent, we need to release the game in the boxes and on consoles in the boxes, so we need some partner that will work with us. And currently we are in the negotiations with such partners, so we are trying to make the best deal, and also we are still, the consoles are also part of our plan, so we are right now trying to find out the best way how to release the game. Of course, that the beta was the big testing ground for us. The thing is that it affects the outcome of the beta, how we were able to, how fast we were able to make it, will affect the release date as well. So we were basically also curious how will it end up, because to be honest, nobody here, and I guess nobody nowhere or anywhere ever made such a game we are making. There's so many new stuff that nobody did before, and I really don't think I am exaggerating right now. It's really we are doing a lot of new stuff, so sometimes we just don't know how it will end up and how fast we are going to be able to do it. So I was kind of curious and nervous as well how we will manage to assemble the beta together and how fast we'll be able to release it. So now we know it, now we learned something, we have much better information about how fast are we able to do stuff. So we needed, there might be some time, extra time needed, but generally we want to release the perfect product, and also we want to choose the best date, because releasing the game in December would be super cool, but we would sell nothing, and so there's a lot of things into play. And the thing is, and the point of this
long story short,
we will announce the proper release date in Q2 2016, as well as all the platforms. Or platforms. Most likely the release dates for all the for different platforms, and it's most likely going to be at E3, I guess.
E3 Los Angeles is a good.
So yes, once we finish dealing with the publishers, we will choose the release date and we will announce it at E3. That's the thing. We want to make the perfect game. We don't want to ship something unfinished as well. So I would rather take more time and fix bugs than release something too early. But generally, nothing's decided at the moment, and we will announce it at E3. That's the point. So, anything else that we wanted to say?
Is someone watching Champions League? How are they playing? No. Well, I guess that's it. If you have any questions, you can always contact us, be at our forums.
I'm looking at the questions, but was there anything was there anything that we would like to answer?
Well, we want to answer everything, but we have very good moderators. Our community manager and our junior PR are all in the forum, in the chat, so they are answering as fast as they can. And I guess everything is done yet. Of course, people who are asking about DirectX 12, well, it's a thing that's connected to the CryEngine somehow. If the CryEngine supports this, well, then why not? So it's not on us to choose if yes or no. It's about the CryEngine if it supports.
Partially it's on us,
but first the CryEngine needs to support it, then we can use it somehow. So that's, well, what I would say to that. And yeah, so stay tuned. Visit our forums, visit our social networks. We will be there for you again.
We have a new webpage as well, so if you don't have the beta, you can go to our webpage.
Oh yes, and you can get a backer sword, by the way. If you go to the new webpage we get rid of most of the old pledges and have one big new one, and with the new one you will get a...
So there's another chance to get a sword. That's gonna be a little bit different than the Kickstarter swords, I guess. But
it's a sword,
but
come
it's
on.
still a Kingdom Come sword. But we have a new webpage. It's looking much better, much simpler. The shop is also much nicer and simpler. It's a streamer folder, I guess so.
New things every day. Look how it runs down the stream into the water.
Wow.
Wow.
I've never seen this before.
Looks cool.
We are also you can buy merchandise, you can buy our t-shirts, clothes, like such t-shirts, some
such
caps, and a beer. And hopefully we will manage to have new merchandise as well soon, so stay tuned for that. And generally go to the forums and tell us what you think about the game. Answer the questions in a poll if you play the beta, and tell us what you think about it.
Go to support.kingdomcomerpg.com and report
bugs,
all the bugs you can see.
But first look if somebody else reported it already, because it's much easier for us then. I have like 60,000 comments already, because like we have 2,000 people and everybody could write 3 different comments. So I have like 60,000 comments, opinions about the game, what should we improve, what should be different. So there's a lot of reading for us. But we will definitely go through it and see what you like and what you don't like. So far I read like few hundreds maybe. I just quickly read through them, and they are satisfying. I think that we are on the same boat. People want us to do the stuff that we would like to do as well, so that's a great thing.
And last but not least, a thing I totally forget. Well, we are totally noobs at streaming, as you saw. We are totally amateurs, and Razer saw our streams and said, "You suck." you need at least some proper equipment. So we still suck at streaming, and we are still very bad, but we have at least a cool microphone and headphones and mice and everything, and very cool. Thank you, Razer, for that. But well,
it required me to fix the
yeah. If you have
set up the things.
If you have Mercedes engineers working on a Trabi, then it's still a shitty car. So, well, we did the best we could. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening and stay tuned.
Bye.